So now that you've had an opportunity to try out some Zentangles yourself, we're ready to actually start taking that technical exercise and do something kind of cool with it. So we are going to create our idea board for our Zentangle portrait. Now, we are ideally using Pinterest. So if you're at school, you can either, if you have the Pinterest app, you could get your ideas on your app. If you're at school and you're on your Chromebook and Pinterest is still blocked, no worries. Instead of using Pinterest, just save the images to like a Google Doc or save them on your Google Drive and maybe upload them later to your Pinterest account or just leave them on your Google Doc and we can upload them later. So you know by now that once we have our idea board, at the end of this project, you're going to upload a sample of your idea board to your digital portfolio. So again, we're talking about a portrait of somebody that we admire, and we're going to end up doing some Zentangles to parts of the portrait. So we're going to put patterns in them. So let's think about what we're going to collect. So using Pinterest or Google Drive, you're going to find 10 images that are going to inspire you for your project or resources that you're going to use. And I encourage you, and again, this is minimum 10. Maybe you want to have 20 or 30. It's totally up to you. These are going to be a combination of Zentangle patterns to help you give more ideas about, kind of patterns that you can use to fill in some of the areas in your portrait. So we did quite a few in your exercise, but there's a lot more out there. Maybe you want to look at other Zentangle portraits that other people have done just to see how they approached the project, and then you can, get some inspiration about, I want mine to look like this, or I really like this idea from this person. And also we need to make sure that we find really good high quality photos of people that inspire us that we want to use for our project, because we definitely need those because we need to make some stencils online. So I encourage you to search Zentangle patterns both on Pinterest and online, and just find the more resources that you have for different type of patterns that you like and that you think you could do, the better, right? The more unique your piece is going to be. So again, you want to look at maybe other Zentangle portraits and how people have approached this. So this one I thought was kind of cool because, again, not every aspect of the portrait has to be with patterns. You're going to have to choose which ones really make a difference. Traditionally, like it's the hair, maybe it's some of the clothing, how do you want to approach this. The color on this one I thought was really neat, but we can add the color later on. So right now we're just kind of looking at, how we would approach this designs and patterns. And of course, I want you to find some really high quality photos that you would use, because again, you're trying to pick someone that you admire. So this could be an image from the internet. Maybe it's some of your own photos of maybe a friend or relatives or somebody that you know, and this is, the image that you want to use. So your idea board is going to be a combination of all of those things. These are all the things that you need to set up this project. Now I just want to show you something quickly about looking for images. So I was sort of thinking Jimi Hendrix because I just sort of, feel like Jimi Hendrix lately. So you know how to do a Google image search, right? You search Jimi Hendrix. I go under images, and there's lots of pictures of Jimi Hendrix. Now, the important thing is we need to know how to look for really good images that are large size images, so they're not pixelated later on when we translate this into like a stencil. So whenever you're looking for images that we're going to end up tracing or printing and doing stuff with, you got to make sure that they're larger images. So if you go under Tools, Size, and click on Large, then these are all higher quality images for you that you would use. And that way they're not going to be all fuzzy when we try to make them into stencils or try to print them. And something else, you want to make sure just when you're picking out images, this one was a really good choice for me because it really focuses just on Jimmy's face because we're on a first name basis now. And this is a great image. These are really great images, but they're going to be really small. There's a lot of extra details in there. So maybe that would work for this project, but probably not. So, things like where it's focused just on his face is probably better, not all this, stuff with everything in the background, so sort of simpler, more focused images are definitely going to work for this. So again, I have my Pinterest save button, so all I need to do is click on the image and then just save it, and it automatically saves Pinterest there for me. Okay, so again, make your idea board, minimum 10 images of different Zentangle patterns. Maybe look at different Zentangle portraits that have been done, and make sure that you have definitely some images of so these are all really great. Make sure that you have some photos then that you can work with of people that you admire so we can end up actually using it. Okay, so make your idea board, and then we'll move on next to how we're going to make a stencil online, which is super easy.